Hi everyone, I am Yusuf Oluwafemi Salako, also known as Ori David. I'm a legal practitioner and an academic consultant. Today I want to speak to the recent circular issued by the Corporate Affairs Commission, CAC. And if you don't know who the CAC is, the Corporate Affairs Commission is the body or the organ that regulates the Companies and Allied Matters Act of 2020, that is CAMA. That is, when it comes to regulating business names, when it comes to regulating the affairs of companies, the affairs of non-governmental organizations, foundations, the Corporate Affairs Commission is the regulatory body. So it recently issued a circular. And the circular, the body has decided, the body has resolved to implement Section 304 of CAMA 2020. The body said that it will now start implementing the provisions of Section 304, which have to do with the particulars relating to the directors of companies in trade catalogs. So what does that mean for you? If you have in any way registered a company, if you're operating your business or your foundation, your charity organization as a company, under the law, you are meant to have directors. So, Section 304 of CAMA 2020 now provides that with respect to the directors of a company, that is each director, there are certain particulars or information that you must state in the company's business letters, in the company's show cards, and in trade circulars. So what that means for you is that if you are operating through a company and then you have your business letter, say maybe your letterhead papers, or you have your show cards, that is any form of card that you use to kind of advertise your products, or in any trade circulars, anything you're circulating out there that carry the name of your company, so long as you are sending it to anybody in Nigeria, these documents, so to say, must bear certain information about what the directors of your company. So which means that in that letterhead paper for your business, so long as you have directors, the letterhead paper or the trade circulars should contain some of this information about your directors. So now it then leads to the question, what are these pieces of information about the directors of your company that you should state on the face of your business letters, on the face of your trade circulars and your show cards? One is that you must state the present first name and last name, or the initials of each director. So what that means is, if you haven't prepared your letterhead paper, go and prepare it. And when you're preparing, ensure that on that paper, you state the names, the full names of each of your directors. So if you have two directors, state their full names in that letterhead paper, in that trade circular, and in that show card. But aside their full names, that is, their present first name and last name, Section 304 also provides that if they have any formal name that they used to bear, you should also what? State this. So if at any point in time any of your directors changed what? Their names, you should also state their formal names, both the first name and the last name. Then if you have a foreigner as a director, so you have a director and the person is not a Nigerian, you should also state the nationality of that foreign director. So if you have, for example, an American as a director, you should state the names of this director, and you should also state the nationality. That is, also state the fact that this person hails from this country. All these you must what? You must state in your business letters, your trade circulars, and your show cards. So what that means for you is, if the current letterhead paper that you use, for example, does not contain the names of your directors, whether their present names or their former names, and if you have a foreigner as a director, and you're not stating the nationality of the foreigner, you need to go and change that letterhead paper, that business letter. Change it. The show cards, they should not just show the articles, they should not just show your products alone. Let them also show the details of your directors. Because this is what Section 304 of CAMA provides for. And CAC has resolved to start implementing this in earnest. But if you have any special circumstances that perhaps for commercial reasons, perhaps for confidentiality, or if there is any other genuine reason why you think that, it is not the best for your business, it is not the best for your organization to state these details on the face of this document, then you need to write to CAC, you need to write to the Corporate Affairs Commission. Then you state your special reasons, your special circumstances, and then you request that CAC should exempt you from complying with Section 304. But if you haven't done that, or if there are no special circumstances that would warrant you having to write to CAC, then you need to ensure that you comply with this. You need to make sure that if you do not have any of these documents, when you want to prepare this document, make sure that you state these particulars about your directors. And if you currently do have this document, and if they do not state these particulars of your directors, please ensure that you make or effect what's the change. Now, this is not only for you proprietors or vendors. It's not only for you. It is also for those of us that are professionals that advise companies. Those of us that ensure that companies comply. So the compliance officer, the risk analyst, the legal practitioner. This is also important to all of us, because we should also start advise our clients so that they can comply before the commission decides to start implementing this section. So this is what Section 304 of CAMA provides for. And if you do not comply, what happens? It comes with a punishment. It comes with a sanction. So this is not a case where you say, well, actually, that had been the order of the day before. Many companies have not been complying. But the law provides for a punishment. And what punishment, what sanction does the law provide? The law says that if your company does not comply with Section 304, every officer of your company will be liable to a penalty that CAC provides for in its regulations. Typically, it would be that you guys are going to pay a fine. But what we pay the fine? The law says it is every officer of your company. So what that means is that all the directors of your company, they will pay this fine. Yes, you, that director, that you are managing or directing the affairs of the company, and your business letters, your trade circulars and show cards do not bear your name, you will pay this fine. Each of you. But it's not only the directors, the company secretary, because you're also an officer of the company. In a situation where a company has a secretary, you would also pay this fine. So this is individual liability. This is not corporate liability. This is individual liability. And if the company has also designated any other personnel as an officer of the company, you will also pay this fine. So you see why it is better to comply than to default. So this is for you business owners. This is for you leading NGOs, foundations, so long as you have a company. So CAC is telling us that we are going beyond the era of just want to register a company on the Globe PLC, get an agent, just register, and then all you do is you receive the certificate, and that is no. This is post-incorporation compliance, and the commission is damn serious about this. So, what do you do once again? Ensure that your business letters, your show cards, ensure that your trade circulars, that they bear the names of your directors, their present, first, and last names. If there is any director that had a former name, state their former names. If you have a foreign director, state the country of that director. And that is it. You have complied. Till I see you next time, I remain Yusuf Oluwafemi Salako. Thank you.